we did a kind of a breaking episode where we talked about this big bicycle uprising.
Yes.
So you probably saw that. It was a fantastic movement where all the college kids decided, you know what, we're going to go and get these famous Kaifeng soup dumplings. And everybody jumped on bikes, and hundreds of thousands of students took to the streets, and they all went, and it was a big event, and everyone was having a great time. Well, you can imagine the Chinese government didn't like it very much.
Yeah, there was 800,000 of them.
Yeah, this is what people are saying around the whole country. But anyway, hundreds of thousands. So anyway, let's talk about what happened yesterday in the Henan Polytechnic University. Very quickly, very briefly. So,
I just want to say something real quick.
Sure.
I knew this was going to happen. People were going to have these BBC shows or BBC articles or whatever and cover this and be like, wow, look at this or whatever. But the police swiftly cracked down. But they weren't going to talk about what happened afterwards.
Sure.
The Chinese government's not going to tolerate 800,000 people getting on bicycles, even if it's to go get dumplings.
Yes.
Because that looks like an uprising. Like, they literally piss themselves when this happens. The aftermath is what no one's going to talk about, and it's going to be this. You're not going to be allowed to ride bikes.
Now, at the universities, like this is the Henan Polytechnic University, students are banned from riding bicycles. You're not allowed to ride bicycles anymore. Okay, and so here's a guy trying to get on his bike, and the security here are ripping his bike away from him.
Great optics, right?
Yeah. It's like, look, they're smacking him and stuff to take his bike away.
You may not have bicycles.
Dude just wants to ride a bicycle.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
To ride my bicycle. They should have had that song as the theme song.
Yes, they should have. Anyway, the stupid thing is now they ban the wrong things. Now you're just not allowed to ride bicycles if you're a college student on that campus.
You know what else you can't do?
What?
Slap a mouse statue.
Oh, you can't, can you? Yeah, where is that even? It's around here. I got it. There.
I always like to throw that in for context when people say, wow, that's a crazy law. Well, they also arrested an 8-year-old boy for doing that, slapping a mouse statue.
Anyway, so look, this is across the board. It looks like they've banned students from riding bicycles at universities because of this thing. But they also now have banned bicycles full stop on the roads in the bicycle lanes. You're not allowed to ride bikes anymore because they don't want students getting on bicycles anymore.
No more bicycle protest rallies, basically, even though they weren't even protests.
No, just no more bicycles. Like, let's just stop bicycles. You're not allowed to ride bicycles here.
I gotta say,
what?
That whole hundreds of thousands of people. By the way, do you want to know something stupid? This is completely off topic.
Okay, what?
You know what British people call sprinkles? You know sprinkles?
What, like hundreds of thousands?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know that? Well, you call it sprinkles. I mean, that's bad. That's like
that's a number. Yeah, but you don't call it like a number.
Yeah, you do.
Well, you know what I love to collect is 842. That's what we call watches.
Dude, sprinkles could mean anything.
Sprinkles.
Yeah, well, you're sprinkling like rain. It could mean like urine. You never know.
Oh, come on. That's a verb. Anyway, that kind of topic. When this happened.
By the way, the college students, some of them were like, well, if we can't ride a bike, we're going to walk. But look, the problem is it fizzled out. And that's the whole point. They don't want it to happen again.
I know. That was my point. Is nobody's covering this aftermath, right? The implications here are huge. It's going to actually change like the landscape of what you can do in college now, right?
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that when this happened, hundreds of thousands of people, sprinkles of people get on their bicycles and they head to these epicenters to go get food. And the camaraderie, the passion, the fun that everyone had was the funnest, coolest thing that's happened in China in 20 years.
Yeah.
And we're all cheering them on.
Yes.
There was nothing weird about it. There's no anti-government protest. Yep. But they still shut it down.
Yes.
And now they don't let people do it anymore. It wasn't a victory for China.
I mean, you also have to think about it from this point of view. If you were a college student in China and you had this incredible experience and you went out and you met people and you had this amazing thing, and then the day after, the government bans all college students from riding bicycles.
Yeah.
And they're like, campuses are not allowed to have bicycles anymore. You're not allowed to go on a bicycle on the street. Wouldn't that actually start to spark something off in you? Wouldn't you be like, maybe my government is bad?
Because here's the deal: if they went, they should have played this. I think if the Chinese government was smart, this is like we're talking about like NFL, like looking over plays. But like, if I draw up the board here, if the CCP actually played this smart, they would have said, yeah, we allowed all these people to get on their bikes and go do this. It shows the spirit of China and how free and open it is.
Yeah.
Instead, what they did was crack down, and now all those students in their heart of hearts will look back and say, why did they ban that? We were just having fun.
It's like they'll say, you know, these foreigners always say that our government is like a oppressive, suppressive government, and that's BS. But actually,
I've never experienced it.
But you know what? Actually, now that that's happened to me, maybe they're right. Maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe there's an inkling of truth.
You know, like we said, China's free until it's not, until you're affected by it. And then people become, especially in China, they become very, very against their government because they wake up. They're like, whoa, I didn't know this oppressiveness existed. This is a whole new swath of people that have now been affected by that.
Hundreds of thousands of them. Anyway, so that's the update on that. Unfortunately, it is now dead and fizzled out. And, you know, even though bikes are there, you can't use them and you're not allowed to use them. Thought we'd lighten the mood a little bit with a high-speed police chase. Because, you know, police chases don't happen in China.
They do not.
They don't do pursuit chases in China. It just doesn't happen.
People will say, oh, it must be more free. No,
it's because there are enough cameras and they'll get you with a fine or they'll come to your door later or whatever. But here we've got a guy on a tricycle. You can see him up here. I'm going to get us out of here. And he's obviously done something to really make the police angry. So they're after him, right? Yes. And he's just like, I'm out of here. So there he goes. And the cops are like, get back here. Get back here, you son of a... Oops. I know.
It's very gentle.
Yeah, I know. I mean, just like maybe watch where you're running. Don't run into a pole.
For sure.
Here he goes.
Run into a Russian instead.
Well, yeah, anyway. Thought that was kind of interesting.
Oh, that's sick. I'm struggling to find a use for this.
That'll just actually kill you.
You know what?
Yeah,
you're right.
People that are afraid of needles, this is the antidote. Again,
you shoot them. Takes another piece. Oh, that locks you away.
What is it? Oh, it's like a water dispenser. And then there's a little generator, and then he can charge his phone. The chili's got to my throat.
that image with that subtitle
the chili's got to my throat. Yeah.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind